or high. Monrovia, the capital of Liberia. There is in the territory of the district of Monserrate, a port on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, is located in the artificial bay in the mouth of the river St. Paul. Population 1,010,970 people, 2008. It is founded in 1822 as the settlement of the American blacks exempted from slavery. It is called in honor of the United States President James Monroe, at whom resettlement of the released slaves to Africa was begun. Thus, Monrovia, the only capital in the world, besides Washington, called in honor of the American president. According to classification of climates of Japan, Monrovia is in a zone of tropical monsoonal climate. For a year in this territory, a huge number of rainfall drops out. About 51-40 a year. The climate is characterized by existence of both a rainy season and a dry season. However, even during a dry season, loss of rainfall is observed, though the amount of precipitation decreases. Temperature remains rather stable for all year and fluctuates near a mark of 26 C. The first mention of Monrovia belongs to the 60th years of the 16th century. Those years the Portuguese seamen gave to the settlement which was already existing in this territory, the name Monserrate Port. In 1821, for the purpose of creation of independent colony to Africa from the USA profits, the blacks released from slavery who became the first American settlers in this territory. They landed on Sherbro Island, which belongs to the state of Sierra Leone today. Locals didn't differ in special hospitality, and many settlers were killed in heavy fighting with natives. In 1822, the survived Americans were saved by the compatriots who also arrived in Africa and transported in Monserrate Port, where they founded the settlement of Christopolis. In 1824, the city was renamed into Monrovia in honor of the American President James Monroe, who was an active supporter of policy of passage of the blacks released from slavery to Liberia, considering that it will be able to smooth process of emancipation black in America. Thus, Monrovia became the only capital in the world, apart from Washington, called in honor of the American president. In 1845 in Monrovia there took place the Congress of the American Society of Colonists, at which the project, which in 2 years became the official constitution of the independent and sovereign Republic of Liberia, was approved. At the beginning of the 20th century, Monrovia was divided into two parts. Actually, Monrovia, which sheltered the main part of the American Liberian population and constructed in the spirit of architecture of the south of the USA, and Crowtown, inhabited by the people of Crew, Base, and others. At the time, American Liberian made of 4,000 residents of the capital of 2,500. My 1926 migration to Monrovia of representatives of various ethnoses from other parts of the country, which main goal was a job search, began to achieve actively of rapes. In 1979 in Monrovia there took place the Conference of Member Countries of the Organization of African Unity, which was headed by the then President of Liberia, William Tolbert. During the board, Tolbert managed to realize the program of the state housing construction in Monrovia and to cut a tuition fee at the University of Liberia by half. In 1980, as a result of a military coup, Tolbert was overthrown from the president's post, and many of his allies are detained. The city strongly was damaged during the first 1989-1996 and the second 1999-2003 civil wars. Especially extensive damage was caused to Monrovia during the blockade lasting from July 18 to August 14, 2003. Many buildings were destroyed, and almost all infrastructure of the city is destroyed. The largest collisions took place in 1990 between supporters of the government of Samuel Dow and Prince Johnson's allies, and also in 1992 during a city siege, the National Patriotic Front of Liberia. Upon termination of military operations, a huge number of children remained without parents and a shelter over the head, and young people lost an opportunity to end education. In 2002, in the territory of the Fish Market in Monrovia, Lamagigi organized a Massachusetts Peaceful Action of Women of Liberia, during which the women who gathered in the capital from the whole country said prayers and sang. This movement in 2003 promoted the end of the Second Civil War and election on country's presidential post of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Thus, Liberia became the first African country led by the woman president. Economy. In the city there are two international airports: Sprigsa-Payne Airport and Roberts Airport. Monrovia, the only duty-free port in the Western Africa. The city gains considerable income from transit of goods to neighboring countries. Goods turnover makes about 12 million tons per year. The food, petrochemical, pharmaceutical, cement industries, fishery are developed. From the second half of the 19th century, mayors were 5. F. Nelson 1870. St. O. King 1880. H.A. Williams the 1890th. Arthur Berkeley 1892-1902. Gabriel M. Johnson 1920. Nathan S. Ross 1956-1969. Ellen A. Sendemeni 1970. The first mayoress. Ophelia Hofseitum 2001-2009. Mary Bro 2009-2013. Clara Diambogo since 2014. Culture. In Monrovia, such places as the National Museum of Liberia, the Masonic Temple of Monrovia, the Coastal Market and several beaches can draw attention of tourists. In the city, Antoinette Tubbins Stadium accommodating 1,000 people and a sports complex of Samuel Kanyanda. The stadium, calculated on 4,000 places and which is one of the biggest in Africa, is also located. Education. In Monrovia, the University of Liberia, Cattington College and other state and private educational institutions are located. It is possible to get medical education in Medical College of A.M. Togliatti. Also, fundamentals of paramedicine and patient care are taught at Institute of Medicine of Tubman. Famous natives. George Weah is a Liberian politician, the famous football player, the forward of the national team of Liberia. Seka Olis, the Nigerian and Liberian football player, the former right attacking midfielder of CSKA Moscow and Krasnodar Cuban. Wilson Sankavulo is a Liberian political figure, the writer, chairman of the State Council of Liberia, 1995, 1996. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.